Welcome back. Superintendent Minister of the Methodist Church in St. Lucia, Reverend Seth Ampadu, is lamenting news from the director of the Victoria Hospital relating to abandonment of patients at the health facility. Director of Victoria Hospital, Dr. Elisha Eugene Ford, spoke on the issue while apprising the public of the suspension of elective and day surgeries due to the ICU and operating theater being full. One of the reasons contributing to this issue is that some patients are abandoned at hospital.
Especially when it comes to family, we're asking persons to, when we have a few cases where we have persons who are social cases on the wards, they're seen by the physicians and they're discharged, but unfortunately they do not have any homes to go to. So we have social cases on the wards and we don't have places to send them because most of the social homes, the elderly homes are filled and there's no space to put the family members or put these discharged persons. And they too take space on our beds. So therefore they're discharged, they're not ill anymore, but we cannot send them home because there's no home to go to. So they're taking up a bed, and therefore somebody who's ill, who really, really need the bed, has to stay back in accident and emergency, sit on a bed or lie down on a bed or lie down or sit on a chair because they're waiting for admission and there's no space to admit. So we really want everybody to work along with us so that we can mitigate or lessen all of these challenges we have.
Social partners like churches were called on by the hospital to help address these issues. Reverend Seth Ampadu has answered the call and says his church will continue to advocate passionately to its congregation and the wider public to show love and care for the vulnerable and elderly family members.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, because the family is the most important sect in our society. And therefore, if we leave someone because the person is sick at the hospital without taking care of the person, it means we are failing as society. Yeah, this is not pertaining only to St. Lucia. I have been in another country where we were experiencing the same thing, that the children, sometimes they leave their children, their old parents at the hospital and the homes and just leave them, abandon them.
Reverend Ampadu says society as a collective needs to respect the dignity of the elderly. He says throughout the course of his work, he has come across too many cases where the elderly are living on their own in a deplorable state.
Sometimes you go to communion, second communion visit, and sometimes where some of these elderly people are living, it is so bad, So I want to appeal to the society that let us respect our elderly and also remember that one day we will also become like them. And therefore it is important that we take good care of them for our future as well.
That was Methodist Minister Reverend Seth Ampadu. The St. Lucia National Students' Council has announced its excitement over being an active partner in the celebrations of the 41st anniversary of St. Lucia's independence under the theme, "Now is the time, let's do this together." The Public Relations Officer for the National Students' Council, Daniel Charles, announced the second annual Strides of Unity Youth Baton Relay, slated for Sunday, the 9th of February 2020.
Strides of Unity is an activity organized by the Independence Committee as well as the National Youth Council, the St. Lucia National Youth Council. Strides of Unity is an event that is happening on the 9th of February 2020, and it is a baton relay around the island. This activity is for the unity, especially when it comes to the youth, promotes health and togetherness, especially with the whole theme for independence. Now is the time, let's do this together. Strides of Unity fits perfectly and ties perfectly into that as the youth come together for this baton relay.
Charles said the rationale stemmed from the high rate of crime among the nation's youth. The activity, she says, is designed to promote unity among said youth. It also promotes the upcoming programs of the council.
Strides of Unity is also an activity which is here to promote all the other independence activities on the calendar, like Youth Parliament on the 18th of February, and of course our Grand Parade on the 22nd of February. It's also an activity put together by the St. Lucia National Youth Council to promote St. Lucia National Youth Council 45, which is the anniversary and the age of the Youth Council. So Strides of Unity just fits right in there and just complements. So this is going to be a moment, a great moment, a phenomenal moment. So we're just encouraging everyone to come out and to support the youth and to be there and to rally with us. We're also going to be using this platform as a way to introduce the parliamentarians for the various constituencies. So each parliamentarian for each constituency will be introduced to their constituency on that same day.
Strides of Unity will commence at the Governor General's residence under the auspices of His Excellency Sir Emmanuel Neville Snack at 6 a.m. and will culminate in Grosley Town. The St. Lucia National Youth Council and the St. Lucia National Students Council call on all young people and the wider public to show up in their various communities to support participants as they seek to embrace the independence theme. Now, it's the start of the weekend, and we know that you are already thinking of all the fun there is to be had for 2020 Carnival. The fetes, the community carnivals, the parade of the bands. And speaking of bands, so far, 3 of them have launched. Have you chosen your costume yet? Well, here's a second look at the feathers, sequins, razzle, dazzle, and hotness of the 2020 portrayals by Fusion Mass, Just for Fun, and Red International. We begin with Just for Fun, XX, the movement, the vibe, the mass, the unmatched carnival experience. That is the theme for Just for Fun Carnival Band for its 20th anniversary. XX Just for Fun unveiled 20 years of memories for 2020 Carnival. Each section for this year's portrayal is a representation of one of the band's outstanding portrayals over the past 20 years of its existence. Band leaders Royston Taylor, Vale Tobia, and Lance Arnold spoke to Hot 7 TV following what many agree was an extremely successful launch for the band that promises movement, vibe, and mass.
Boy, every year feels better. This year I think we were just so proud of the costumes. They were absolutely amazing. I don't think we had one bad costume in our 8. I mean, congratulations are going on all on social media. The world was watching.
Lance Arnold says over the 20 years of its existence, the band has appreciated that it is just a part of the overall carnival product and that all elements need to come together for the growth of St. Lucia's Carnival.
Carnival is a St. Lucian activity, a St. Lucian event. Just for Fun is just a part of that. The music forms a huge part of that, and we support as much local artists as possible. And we just continue to, we welcome people, we welcome new bands into the community. We give advice from where we've been because there's room for everybody.
The models for the various band sections come from a wide cross-section of the region themselves. Janique from Jamaica will jump St. Lucia's Carnival for the first time with Just for Fun.
Absolutely. I'm a carnival junkie. About 6 years now. I've jumped in Jamaica, of course, Trinidad, Cayman, but this will be my first time jumping in St. Lucia, so I'm super excited.
Cheyenne is a former Miss Teen Dominica, and she too will jump St. Lucia Carnival for the first time with Just for Fun.
St. Lucia Carnival and Dominica Carnival are kind of similar. So yeah, but this will be my first time competing in St. Lucia Carnival this year.
And for the men, the consensus was that Just for Fun has amped it up for their sections as well.
Well, this year is my first time modeling Indulgence, our VVIP section, and I think this year we went really all out with it. I enjoyed myself on the stage. I think we set the bar this year for St. Lucia Carnival when it comes to males.
The band has 8 sections, and you can view the costumes on Just for Fun's Facebook and Instagram pages. Just for Fun is also gearing up for participation in Miami Carnival this year. Now on to Fusion Mass. The band launched its 2020 costumes in a flurry of feathers, sparkling gemstones, and daringly stunning costumes. One of the creative directors, Melissa Giddings, gave us insight into this year's African-inspired theme.
So for So for 2020, we're looking at Oyo, we're looking at the God Within, and really and truly we wanted to go back to something that is close to us, close to the Caribbean, close to St. Lucia. We went back to the Orishas. We know that Oyo in Africa is where it's like the breeding ground for the deities and the gods. And we know of everything that's been happening around the world where we as black people, as sometimes even as Caribbean people, where we don't feel proud of who we are, proud of our heritage. But the history behind the Orishas, that they themselves are deities and demigods, and that they walk the earth and they represented all of the things that we are. You know, there's a deity for water. We saw that with Oshun, goddess of love. We saw Yemaha. We saw so many of them, and all of these people we believe that live inside of all of us. So the message that we want to send is that God is present within us, that we are beautiful, we are gods and goddesses. And I know, you know, people are saying, no, that's blasphemy. But really and truly that God lives inside of us, and that
Giddings says a major focus this year is to improve the experience for Fusion revelers.
Fusion, of course, is always promising a very great road display, a lot of fun on the road. We're also looking at improving on our road experience. We heard some of the complaints. We're always looking to better our product. Of course, we saw in 2019 that all of our events were sold out. So we really don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to strengthen. We want to continue adding to the conversation, adding to what is St. Lucian Carnival.
She says the band is generating major interest in St. Lucia Carnival.
I think that we have like a 50-50, honestly, but I mean the foreign base is really, really interested. Of course, we have the Martinicans, the Guadeloupans are coming on board. We have the St. Lucians living in the US who are also looking to come down. And right now we're having a big Trinidad base, of course, because we're using so many of the Trinidadian designers. They too are also interested in the carnival. And I think what has really bolstered Fusion Mass is that we continue to use a lot of the artists from around the region to do our dub plates. And so there's an interest as well in St. Lucian Carnival, of course, because we know of Denry segment. And we also use a lot of our local artists in our dub plates and sort of giving people that sort of platform to, you know, do their thing and build.
The band is looking to attract no more than 700 revelers to keep the experience as intimate as possible for its patrons. And now on to Red International Carnival Band. It launched its 2020 portrayal on Sunday, the 2nd of February. The theme for this year is Wild, the Savage Realm.
Cocktails with Red was hosted at the Sandoz Golf and Country Club on Sunday. The band's 2020 Carnival portrayal was officially unveiled under the theme Wild, the Savage Realm. The online reviews were mixed, but one of the band's directors, Thaddeus Antoine, said, coming off of a 2019 portrayal that missed the mark, the band is confident that this is a much stronger showing in 2020.
We want to remain true to ourselves. We believe the carnival is getting costly, and it is costly to produce carnival, but we want to stay within a present price limit to allow people to partake in the entire carnival, because there are people who are doing packages, and if you're going to have very high-end costumes and plus the package for visitors, it's going to be very prohibitive for them. So we are working on it. I think the costumes are beautiful this year. I think last year we had a lot of challenges. We tried something that didn't work at all, but I think this year we are on point where we want to go. Okay. I think they're costing for different people, and we think we've really, our market is really more of the mature to professional level, and I think we're achieving that.
Reflecting on the theme, he says the portrayal of Wild is conservatively sexy for mature professionals.
Our portrayal this year is wild, and we have costumes. Some are wild, some are just by the nature of the theme comes out. But I think we've done a good job to have a conservative, sexy costumes that we've been trying over the years. Red was very daring back then when we came out in 2005, but we've somewhat evolved because people have grown with us, and in growing with us comes some level of maturity and responsibility on our part as being part of the carnival.
Antoine says Red International is proud of its work in terms of pioneering the party band movement that has now seemingly taken over Carnival.
We consider ourselves to be the forerunners in the modern mass of the party mass. We really aim to create mass into a real party atmosphere, and we think we've successfully done so. and there's so many other bands who are doing it right now, and perhaps even doing better than us sometimes doing it. And we're really proud of it. We're really proud being part of the way Carnival has grown over the years in St. Lucia, which has been an excellent product and is showing to be an excellent product. And not to mention the music has complemented it, which is really good.
Registration for Red International is now open.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Sports and weather are coming up after the break.